Preserving the environment is one of the biggest challenges of our time. Expert analysis warns of catastrophic consequences that the world could face if pollution continues at this rate. Global warming is a big problem, but it's not the only one. Ocean acidification caused by a chemical reaction between water and carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is constantly on the rise. The availability of clean water is significantly affecting the quality of human health and life in general. If the land is polluted with toxic chemicals, waste and microorganisms, the rain and melted snow will carry these pollutants into rivers, lakes and oceans, putting aquatic ecosystems in danger.
Suočeni sa problemima prisutnih zagađenja u svetu.
Faced with the problem of environmental pollution and its implications, world governments are enforcing regulations in order to reduce it, while the United Nations and other world organizations are recruiting political leaders, NGOs and scientists to devote their time and resources to solving this problem. Implementing environmental protection regulations will require systematic monitoring of the environment, air, water and land. What is needed are efficient sensors which can register changes in the presence of pollutants, as well as a system to link these sensors and transfer this information. This is the main topic and task of the SENSEIVER project. The SENSEIVER project serves as a platform for employing both early-stage and experienced researchers, and their training and specialization in leading institutions in 6 European countries.
U okviru projekta SENSEIVER
The project brought together 3 universities, 2 institutes and 2 companies from 6 different European countries. It employed 16 young researchers, while 4 positions were reserved for experienced researchers.
Da podsjetimo, projekat je imao
Just a reminder, the project dealt with 4 major research areas. Firstly, we synthesized new materials used as sensitive layers in the sensor.
Osjetljivi materijali u senzorima.
I have synthesized different semiconductors like tin oxide, indium oxide, and nano composites of tin indium composites in different proportions for sensing gases like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide from the automobile vehicles, and also for nitrate gases and hydrogen sulfide gases can be sensing by indium oxide material.
My target materials were conductive polymers and namely polypyrrole. I have demonstrated that through modification of the synthesis conditions, materials sensitive to pollutants like volatile organic compounds and nitrogen oxide can be fabricated.
The main applications of the sensors that were fabricated was at high temperatures, high temperature ranges, and potentiometric and resistive sensors being well known. The most innovative sensors that we fabricated were impedance-metric sensors. They're relatively novel and there is ever-growing scientific interest in those sensors.
I have synthesized graphene-based sensors. The first one is just with the graphene oxide, and the second one is graphene oxide with indium oxide hybrid sensor, and the third one is graphene oxide with the tin oxide hybrid nano material sensors.
The black material is polypyrrole, and on top of which an interdigital electrode was screen printed. And I show that these materials show good sensitivity to volatile organic compounds and nitrogen oxide.
We used for impedance-metric nitric oxide sensors novel electrodes made of perovskite type oxides. So the principle of operation is that impedance changes as the surrounding atmosphere changes. That is, when the nitric oxide concentration is varied, the impedance changes. And various parameters of impedance can be taken as the sensing parameter, but we found that phase angle is the best. We obtain the highest sensitivity to the targeted gas, that is nitric oxide.
Zatim projektovanje.
Then we designed, fabricated and performed the characterization and testing of the sensors manufactured in LTCC technology.
We developed gas sensors. They have been realized in LTCC technology. LTCC stands for Low Temperature Co-Fired Ceramic Technology, and the advantage of this technology is that we can make multi-layer structures with 3D designs, so we can include plenty of passive components into the substrate. We can make cavities, holes, channels, and etc.
In this field, I'm mainly concentrated on water pollution monitoring applications. So, as a starting, I fabricated a device called a pH sensor. It is based on a metal oxide.
We selected them because of a really nice and great selectivity. They are really easy to apply, and they are being used for the last 20 to 30 years in the industry.
My contribution, and I am mainly concentrated on binary metal oxides. It's based on a ruthenium oxide with a titanium oxide or tin oxide or tantalum pentoxide composition.
Potom smo bili fokusirani na.
After that, we focused our research on designing, fabricating and testing integrated circuits which served as transceivers, that is, transmitters and receivers, of the signals obtained from the various sensors. We also developed a system with a user-friendly interface which acquired and processed the measured data and activated different alarms if the concentration of pollutants in the environment exceeded the allowed values.
U vodi, vazduhu ili zemlji bude iznad dozvoljenih granica.
The designs are done in 130 nanometer CMOS technology, which provides a low power, low complexity solution, which is very important for sensor readout.
We have built some antennas on a plastic substrate. So now we can have sensor on the same film with the antenna on it, and just it can be act like a sticker, and you can stick it to any surface, and you have your sensor there. It's very cheap, easily available, and we can fabricate as many as we want.
On the market, a lot of devices for sensor characterization can be found. The devices are stable, they have high accuracy, but in the same time they are big and they require specific power supplies. Because of that, there is strong motivation to realize device for which will be suitable for the measurement in the field.
A secondment is a carefully designed residence from one institution to another within the consortium. A secondment provides an opportunity for the researcher to work in a different environment, which is the partnering institution, during a period of several weeks to several months. Also, it is often a framework for the exchange of knowledge and skills, and includes training and specialization for the researcher in the host institution. Out of the 34 secondments, 12 were a reflection of direct cooperation between academic and industrial sectors within the consortium.
Na kraju projekta možemo reći da je on.
At the end of this project, we can say that it has fulfilled all its objectives, and that the researchers were trained in a very actual and interesting area for which there is a considerable need in Europe and worldwide.
Nadam se da će ovaj projekat poslužiti.
I hope this project will serve as a good basis for us to create follow-up project proposals in the framework of the Horizon 2020 open calls. To all the researchers I have had the chance and pleasure to work with, I wish a lot of success in their future careers. I hope we will have the opportunity to continue our cooperation through joint publications after the completion of this project.
Prilike da kroz zajedničke publikacije i nakon završetka projekta sarađujemo.